big guy.
Hmm.
That big guy.
Hmm.
That big guy.
I mean,
Freaking Ben sent me. Was in Sam's Club,
yeah.
and he sent me a picture of the pineapple jars that they
Yeah.
use for the Dabba pineapples.
Yeah. It's
It was really tight.
it's pretty fire. I'm
He
surprised
also
Ben
showed
has
me.
not bought 30 of those and started a small business.
I thought about it, but I feel like black people wouldn't trust me because I'm white,
Hmm.
and they'd be like, like I could make it the exact way it's supposed to be made, and some black lady would come and pick it up off me and be like, this ain't seasoned enough. Like, man, it's sugar and Kool-Aid and
Mm-hmm.
pineapples. There's not
Mm-hmm.
supposed to be seasoning on it. But I guess if you want, I can put garlic powder in there or
I can
something.
put
And
tahine or whatever in there if you want it.
yeah. And the next thing I know, she's taking it anyways to her
Mm-hmm.
car. I'm not getting my money. And then
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, wait a minute, hold on, hold up. And all of a sudden she's like, I'm calling the police. This a hate crime. And I'm like,
I can see that too. That's the worst
I
part.
know, dude.
You're
No, I'm
appropriating. We need to arrest this guy.
white cracker.
He's
You ain't taking
appropriating
my
my
money,
culture.
crack ass.
Cracker
White ass
ass.
cracker. You trying to poison black people with this food.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah.
like,
It start
you bought it
fucking
off
like
3 different black
controlling the
people.
situation.
Yeah, you bought this in the past off of 3 different black people off of Facebook Marketplace. All of a sudden, now it's a fucking problem?
Yeah,
Okay,
it's
whatever.
like the people on Facebook Marketplace that sell like tamales and shit.
Yeah. I should get a Facebook Marketplace food sometime
Ooh,
and review it on the
Facebook
show.
Marketplace food review. You have to drive like 3 cities over to get it, and then you come back and
No,
it's
I could
already
probably get it.
gross and disgusting.
Dude, I live right. My location is like very close to like one of the worst hoods in Akron, so it's like I wouldn't even have to drive that far,
Yeah,
realistically.
I mean, you could probably get that pickle jar situation like next week.
Yeah,
I mean,
I
pineapple
was in the
jar.
hood today. I went and checked out the hood today.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
It's still there. Hasn't gone anywhere.
It has not changed. It never will change. It is similar to Memphis.
Now, what was I gonna say? I was thinking about something today. Fuck, what was
Oh,
it?
I do have something weird. Something weird.
Go ahead while I think about this.
Lil Wayne went to the place that Kyle Rittenhouse works at.
Where does Kyle Rittenhouse work?
Kyle Rittenhouse works for a clay disc shooting place.
Okay.
So somehow there's a picture now of Rittenhouse in his office and Lil Wayne's behind him, just like looking as awkward as he can. If there is any lag on this episode, it's because it just started raining, by the way, over here. I will let that be known, Shane.
That's pretty fucking awesome. I would say two of the biggest thugs in the game, Rittenhouse and Wayne, bro.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
They need to collab on a rap song, you know. They need to do like the Tom McDonald, Ben Shapiro thing, but it's Lil Wayne and Kyle Rittenhouse.
Yeah, Kyle Rittenhouse blatantly says he meant to kill that guy or multiple guys in the rap song.
Yeah.
He's like, I had full intentions.
No, that'd be hilarious.
I had full intentions.
Yeah, he's rapping some like Vaughn shit about like catching a body.
Yeah, he's like,
how many people did Rittenhouse kill? Like 2 people?
Yeah, I think he killed 2 people, and somehow the court ruled it as self-defense.
Well, it was self-defense. Have you watched the video?
I just
watch it.
I just saw it was a white man shooting, and my brain's like, I gotta be liberal about it. White man evil, even though
don't
30 to 90% of the fucking liberal section is white people.
Yeah, no, don't do that. That's bad. You can't do that. But no, dude, it was absolutely self-defense. I've seen the video plenty of times. Like they were gonna beat him to death if he didn't fucking shoot him.
So the opposite of Chud the Builder.
Yeah, no, exact opposite of Chud the Builder. No, there's a part of the video you can see. It's the guy. It's the pederast
Mm.
that testified against him
Mm-hmm.
in court. He
Mm-hmm.
got like he's coming. I forget if he was the guy with the skateboard or something. But he was like coming up to Rittenhouse to do harm,
Mm-hmm.
and Rittenhouse shoots him and blows out his entire bicep. You see it on the video. It's pretty fucking brutal.
Mm. Mm.
No, but that shit was absolutely self-defense, dude.
Mm.
There's no way around that.
Okay.
I mean, any argument against it being like, oh, well, he wasn't supposed to be there. He actually lived one state over. And it's like, no, he lived 15 minutes away at his dad's house in another state. That's like if Akron or something was in another state and people, and like I go out to protest and people are like, oh, well, he's not even from this state. It's like, no, but I do dealings in here. I'm in and out of this bitch.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
It'd be like if I went to like a very small section of Kentucky and something like that happened.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, I mean that's pretty much that. But one thing I remember what I was gonna say about the ghetto.
Mm-hmm.
So speaking of Akron, I was at work and I've been listening to like old Cumtown episodes and stuff to like, giggle through the day. And I was like, oh, I can watch I can listen to Count Dankula videos too, because I used to do that a bunch.
Yeah.
So I've been, because I haven't watched his stuff for like months at this point. So there's like a whole new set of shit that I can watch from him. And one of the Mad Lad videos he did was Cyrax.
Hell yeah, dude.
The King of Akron. And I had kind of forgot about Cyrax, and I was like, because when I lived in Wadsworth, I got bored one day, and I was like, this was back when Cyrax's home address was like a location on Google, Skull Scratcher's Barrow, and I was like, it was like 20 minutes away from me or so. I was like, let's fucking drive by Cyrax's house and just see what it's about.
Not the crime drive by. Not the crime drive by.
No, I was just being a tourist at that point. And I was like, damn, dude, like, because I watched the video about Cyrax. Because I wanted to kind of like get his story straight. I wanted to like kind of remember the saga so far. And one of the things that was brought up in that video that I forgot about was Cyrax's number one hater, his number one troll, Music Biz Marty, is dead. He died like a year or two ago.
Shit.
And Cyrax apparently still thinks about him like every day. And like it took him a while to actually be convinced that Music Biz Marty was dead, because he thought it was a hoax, because he like relentlessly fucked with this guy. I mean, he was. But I was thinking about it and I was like, man, I live like fucking right by this guy, you know? Like, why don't I start messing with Cyrax? Why don't I step
why don't I parasocially ruin this guy's life more?
Yeah, like how about I step into Music Biz Marty's shoes? The thing is, I think Marty was from like Kansas City or something, so any times he came to like fuck with Cyrax in person, he'd have to like take a flight and get an Airbnb in the neighborhood, which, by the way, do not ever get an Airbnb in that fucking neighborhood. Nobody in the right mind should be doing that. But no, I'm like, dude, I could totally start doing it. Like, so it's something I've been thinking about.
I could start being a beautiful troll on this side of the Cyrax universe.
I could. Well, that's the thing, dude. Hold on. Let me look up this guy's address, because it's still publicly available. See how far away from this guy
Let me quickly redox Cyrax in real time.
Yeah, let's. Yeah, not far at all. So that would be pretty funny, I think, if I started doing that and I got involved with like the troll discords that are dedicated to fucking Cyrax. So that's something I've thought about doing.
But you gotta remember, if his diehard fans get mad at you about trolling him, they're gonna like dox you and shit.
He doesn't have any diehard fans. The only people watching him are there to like fuck with him and see his downfall.
There might be one guy who is autistic enough in like Kansas or something where they're like,
Do you know what Cyrax looks like? That would terrify an autistic person. You kidding me? Come on.
yeah.
But yeah, no, that's been something I've been thinking about the past couple days. Is
Mm-hmm.
should I start fucking with this guy? Because I already spend a pretty fair amount of time in his city as is.
Hmm.
So it's just like
Well,
I could.
I did put in.
I haven't fucked with anybody for a while in like my general vicinity. I used to do that shit all the time when I lived at my other apartment.
Mm-hmm.
I would go on like the community Facebook page and I would just be mean to people. Yeah.
I remember yesterday while I was working, I remembered about fucking Bert from Fish Tank being like, "I'm so proud of you, baby bro," to like Alex B or something, and I almost said
So
that
proud of you,
shit.
baby bro.
I almost said that shit to a coworker, and then my brain was like, "Why would I ever call this person baby bro?" It was like a black woman who's like 54 or something. I'm like, why would I say that?
That's hilarious. That's so funny.
I
You
was
said that
like,
to a
and I
54-year-old
was even
black
thinking of doing the like punching your palm thing too after I say it. Yeah. I was like all in the mood for it, and I was like, I gotta put a wall on that. I can't do that to myself.
Did you see the video? Fucking Ben sent me this one, and usually Ben doesn't send me videos on Instagram, but
Mm-hmm.
when I know whenever he does, it's gonna be something awesome.
It's
That
usually peak, yeah.
yeah, but it was Bert was at this convention. Maybe I sent the video to you, but James Rolfe was there. Fucking angry video game
That's
nerd.
fucking
So
awesome. What?
Bert went up to him and was like, "Hey, can we do a quick interview?" And James Rolfe, he's just like, "Yeah, sure." You know, he doesn't know what he's getting himself
Mm-hmm.
into.
Mm-hmm.
And so like Bert asked him three questions. He asked him his shoe size. He asked if he is gay, bi, or queer. And then I think question was he asked Angry Video Game Nerd if he's like ever had sex with a man before or something like that.
Have
But
you
it
ever
was
had
like,
sex with Mike? Have you ever had sex with Mike
yeah.
Matei? I need to know.
But it's like it was like seeing it was like when you saw fucking Kim Jong Un and Trump shaking hands. Like you're like, this shouldn't be happening,
Yeah.
but sure enough, it is right in
Yeah.
front of your face. That's how it felt watching that fucking video.
It's like Nostalgia Critic meeting Oni Plays in a video call.
Yeah, well, that would be awesome if Bert met Nostalgia Critic.
Why does he look like Vegas? I was in Vegas once, and I was in public in Vegas, and then he punches his palm.
Yeah, he also did an interview I saw with Justin Wang. Justin Wang was there at the same convention, presumably. Same three questions asked to Justin Wang.
Shane,
yeah,
what is your confidence in a percentage that you might run into Bert at the event you're going to at the end of the month?
Pretty low. I couldn't see him going to the board game convention.
Shane, if he turns up there, you gotta share a photo. You gotta share a photo. That'll be the talk of the Discord for like 2 days. It's gotta be in there.
I'd let him verbally sexually harass me if it was funny, I think.
Are you gay, bi, or straight?
Yeah, he definitely asked me that. Well, I'm his type. That's the thing.
Yeah.
I'm a skinny white boy. He loves skinny white boys.
He might even mess with your hair a little. He might rizz you up.
He might. Yeah, dude. I don't know. That might be a bad idea. Actually, I don't know.
Oh man.
Oh yeah. He did another thing too. Oh yeah, when he was interviewing James Rolfe, he had a orange prison jumpsuit on.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
He's just been wearing that around recently.
Yeah, he was in a video. Yeah, you did a video collab where he was like, special guest number 3, what was the crimes you committed? And he was like, Like he
No,
was like super
like
intense about
he was like first degree sexual battery.
it.
I'm a sex offender.
Yeah.
Or no, his first words out of his mouth were, "I'm a registered sex offender. I went to school or I went to prison for aggravated sexual assault
Oof,
and I served 12 years."
oof, oof.
Not gonna lie, Bert's a pretty good actor when it comes to like shit like that. Cause
He's scary.
he convinced. I watched the whole video. He convinced everybody that he was real.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And then the last guy there, they unblindfolded him, and he's like, "I've actually never been to prison." It's like, but
I'm
no,
just
I'm not
I'm
gonna
just
lie,
in the
that's
zone.
pretty good acting.
Did you see? I sent it not too long ago today that they're making a Mandela catalog movie.
Yeah, yeah. I'm pretty happy about that because I really liked the Mandela catalog shit back
Mm,
a couple years ago, and it
mm-hmm.
was like the talk of the town. Um,
I'm seeing it as a hey, the Backrooms was successful as a movie, sorta. So how about we make this a movie kind of situation?
yeah, that's basically what it is. I mean, we had the Five Nights at Freddy's movies anyway. I feel like those kind of kicked it off, and
Yeah,
then we had Backrooms, and now we have Mandela Effect, which I hope the Mandela Effect movie's good. I'm definitely gonna go see it just because I thought those videos were cool as fuck.
yeah. I want to
They're
see
very
how they do the editing because if it's
yeah, me
anything
too.
like the videos, it's not gonna be like traditional filmmaking for a majority of it.
Yeah, yeah. I just my main thing is I hope they keep the vibe that those
Mm-hmm.
original
Mm-hmm.
videos had because those original videos were fucking freaky. I mean, they
Yeah,
give like I'm not one that's like super scaredy about horror shit or anything. Like,
I
jump
watched the
scares they'll
Slender
get me.
Tubbies movie. It didn't really hurt me.
Yeah, I don't really be getting scared by shit like that. But those Mandela Effect videos, man, they sent a chill up my spine. I was
Mm-hmm.
like, damn,
Mm-hmm.
dude,
Mm-hmm.
this is low key kind of starting to freak me out.
It was sort of about like a corrupted Jesus type figure, right? Like it was
um,
represented by Jesus.
maybe I don't entirely remember. What I remember from the Mandela Effect is that there's just like I think they call them like altars or something like that, and it's like guys like
Yeah,
it'd be
yeah.
like if you're looking at me, but I'm not entirely me, and like
Yeah,
there's
like
just something
your
physically
eyes are
off.
slightly bigger or maybe your mouth
Yeah,
is curved a little weird in comparison to like your
yeah,
normal mouth curve. Or maybe
yeah,
like
or
your chin
like
is a little larger than it actually is.
yeah, like I look like I've been like doing heavy looks maxing and shit.
Yeah.
But
You look
yeah, no, that's
kind of
what I
chunky.
remember. Yeah, I'm a little
uh
fatter than normal.
and then like the extreme is like your face is stretched extremely long wise.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
But no, that's kind of what I remember, and then it's like I'm trying to remember. It's like there's like a thing where it's like, oh, if you get a knock on the door, don't answer it,
Yeah.
and it's like
Yeah.
maybe they need to be like
Because
invited in or some shit like
it's
that.
because I think it's like if the creature is in relation to like a friend or family member that knows your name, it will use that family member's voice to try to get you out of the room that you're in.
Yeah, um yeah, that sounds about right to me. I don't know. I might rewatch those
Yeah.
videos, get back
Like,
up to date on them.
I really hope for the most part it's like a murder mystery kind of thing as the start of the movie. And then like this guy uncovers a tape, like a VHS tape in one of the
Yeah.
police lockups that just tutorials every single part of the universe in the VHS tape and it's edited like the videos are.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah, no, that would be cool.
he goes back to like the crime scene. Um and then he starts hearing the voices of like his police chief and his dead
Mm-hmm.
wife and shit like that, trying to manipulate him to open the door.
Yeah.
And the windows are locked, the closet doors are locked. He's in a dark room.
I'm in the closet.
Yeah, like
Like he's like, it's like that South Park episode where Kanye won't come out of the
yeah,
closet.
yeah. Um,
I pulled out my gun. One, I'm gonna cap this bitch. Two. All right, I don't remember the rest. I
uh,
just remember that episode of South Park.
yeah,
Funny as fuck.
like I can picture all of that, but then they might have to do like an anthology if they make it too short as like story to story. So it might be like one story that's like 35 minutes, and then another story that's 35 minutes, and then a third story that's 35 minutes. That's how I would do it.
Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, I would like if they did that. Kind of like a Ballad of Buster Scruggs thing where you
Yeah.
have like a couple different stories following the same kind of shit
Yeah.
in one. Except in this one, it isn't cowboy shit. It's like
Literal.
borderline skinwalkers trying
Yeah,
to murder you
literal
and steal your identity.
terrifying shit. Yeah. You could have
Yeah,
another one
I
where it's
really
like a
hope
birthday party situation, and then somehow it turns
that
into
would be cool.
nighttime, and all of the
Yeah,
kids slowly get killed and taken over by these creatures.
yeah, it's like Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
We're at the Chuck E. Cheese, and Charles Entertainment Cheese
Oh
is the
fuck,
bad guy.
that's good. Having it in Chuck E. Cheese and having the stretched faces coming up the slide and attacking kids. That's intense shit right there.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
scary shit right there, bro.
They should just fucking fire whoever's writing this movie and just give it to us. We'd do way better.
Oh fuck.
No,
I
I
kind of
just
hope the
one
guy
big hope.
watches this podcast and adds in that
Yeah, me
idea.
too.
That'd be lit.
You better give us our fucking royalties, motherfucker. If you're watching this,
Yeah,
you
give
better
us
give me our fucking royalties.
give us about 30 cents every year for the next 20 years. Thank you.
No, give us fucking $1 million for our ideas, and we can split it 50-50, me and you.
That's not bad.
But no,
either.
they need to have they need to one thing that movie needs to do is it has to capture that like sense of dread
Yeah.
that the videos do, because I was thinking about it as we were talking. I was like, I think it's the sense of dread that really like creeps me the fuck out,
Yeah,
you
like
know.
I don't like how it uses the dead people's voices. The like whatever
Mm.
entity it is. That's the thing that scares me the most. Can you
Well, it's like,
imagine
I mean,
like trying to hide because your wife seems a little different appearance wise and you're hiding in your
yeah, well, I
bathroom
mean,
or something and she
I
slowly
saw like
slides to you?
I saw like you know this story. I think I've told it on the show that I saw something like a skinwalker or skinwalker adjacent in the woods one time,
Mhm.
and the feeling of dread I got when I saw that fucking thing was this very close to the feeling of dread I got watching the Mandela Effect videos. So like, you know, just throwing that out there.
Mhm. Mhm.
That's, you know, those, like I said, those videos are fucking awesome. They're really good. And like, you know, like I said, I saw a weird shapeshifter thing in the woods, and they capture the sense of dread of a weird shapeshifter thing trying to hunt you down, for example. That and I wasn't being hunted down by the thing or anything. I just saw it
Yeah.
walking. But
Well, now
uh
since there's so many YouTube adjacent movies coming out, because
we get the nostalgia critic movie.
you can technically say Iron Lung is one of those.
Yeah,
Um,
definitely.
we could technically see another Markiplier in something movie, but have
Yeah.
it in theaters.
Can we get the Jacksepticeye the movie, and the entire time
Oh,
he's like,
top of
top
the
of the
morning to
morning
you
to you
laddies.
laddies.
I'm the little Irish fellow. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, my internet was well, it was talking about Pride Month, and I had to
Mm.
tell it that Pride Month is over, so no more talking about it.
Mm-hmm.
We didn't care before, we don't care now.
I was just like, oh man, we need Markiplier movies, and Discord said, "Fuck you." and crash their shit pretty quick. Um, I would
No,
love
the Jacksepticeye the movie.
I would love a cyberpunk Markiplier movie.
Yeah,
That'd be kind of lit. I won't lie.
like from the Cyberpunk IP.
Yeah,
Yeah,
legitimately, Markiplier in like the cyberpunk jacket, uh,
yeah.
just working his ass off in Night City.
Do you ever think we'll get like a YouTuber biopic someday? Like, this is the PewDiePie story
Nah,
coming to a theater near you.
I think the
Like, you know,
closest
it's
you
like
would
all
get is like a.
dramatized.
I think the closest you would get is a Philip DeFranco documentary.
I hope we get some lame ass YouTuber documentaries where they're all just pretty much like. Because, I mean, there's only so much story you can tell
Yeah,
with
and
something
then
like
some of
that.
them like intertwine really bad. Like you would talk
Yeah,
about D Storm, and in the same documentary, King Bach would show up, and
yeah.
and then
Like
like a
the
year
Mr.
later
Beast
there'd be a
movie.
King Bach movie, and
Yeah.
D
I'd
Storm's in
watch.
it.
I'd watch the King, or what's that guy's name again?
King Batch, King Bach.
King King Batch. I'd watch that shit. I'd watch that movie. It'd be sick. It would
uh,
be like Boys in the Hood, I think.
I would like to see a Smosh documentary, unironically, and they could
Yeah.
hire like A-list actors to be Ian and Anthony.
Well, how about this? How about fucking Chris Chan biopic and they get
Mm-hmm.
how
Mm-hmm.
about they get uh
Yeah.
who should play Chris Chan? What A-list
Brad
actor
Pitt.
should we
Brad
Brad
Pitt.
Pitt.
Brad Pitt for sure. And it's not
um
even him with like a haircut. It's just him with the
Jake
long hair.
Gyllenhaal.
Ooh.
Jake Gyllenhaal is Chris
Toby
Chan. He has the
Maguire.
sweater and the Toby Maguire, dude. I think that's our guy. That's our casting. First cast for
and,
the
he,
Chris Chan
and he's
movie.
like, it's pizza time whenever he
Yeah.
talks.
No, we should no. Let's writers room the Chris Chan
Mm.
movie. What do you think?
Who
Who
should
should
be
we get?
Bob? Who should be Bob
Yeah, I was
Chandler?
thinking. Fucking. How about?
Bob Odenkirk?
No.
Anthony Hopkins? Anthony
That's a good one. It's
Hopkins.
a good pull. Who's the fucking? Who's the guy from Sons of Anarchy? Hold on.
There's a lot of those, but if you mean Ron Perlman,
I
then
think I do.
then
Yeah,
it'd be
Ron
Ron
Perlman.
Perlman,
I think Ron
the guy
Perlman
that
should
plays
play.
Hellboy, by the way.
Yeah, he should play Bob Chandler for sure. Ron Perlman.
All right. So for Barb
Barb.
Chandler,
Um,
should we have Meryl Streep just phone it in?
yeah, yeah, Meryl Streep for sure. That was the first one on my list was Meryl Streep. Okay, so we have that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
For the villains, you know, we
Ooh.
have Liquid Chris.
Ooh, Liquid Chris. I think
Who
that's
would
Keanu, man. I think
Keanu
that's
Reeves? Yeah.
Keanu. I think that's
Yes.
Keanu right there.
Yes, Keanu Reeves. Fuck yeah, dude. Okay.
I'm
What other
gonna play
characters are
guitar
there?
and kick ass.
I'm trying to think
I'm
what
just
other
doing Duke Nukem
characters.
in the background.
Um, Julie. Who should
Julie.
play Julie?
Uh,
Was Julie fake or real? I can't remember. There's one of his
uh,
girlfriends were fake, and it
I
was like
think
a
Julie's
12-year-old boy.
fake and fake. I think Julie's fake and it was a little boy. I
Yeah,
think
what
that's what it
child
was.
actor? What actor from Stranger Things should we get to
Oh,
play the kid that played
fucking
Julie?
Millie Bobby Brown, but they get
Millie
rid of her
Bobby Brown.
yiddies. They just get rid of her yiddies digitally.
Oh, well, you know what? If we're gonna go with like a trans thing, how about we make Elliot Page?
That's fine.
Elliot
I
Page
think
could
that's
be,
fine. Have like a voice
yeah,
changer, maybe at the most, if she
yeah,
has a
yeah.
deeper voice now, or if they go
But
by
no,
he has a deeper voice now.
yeah, I think if we do that, I mean, Hollywood would be totally behind it if we had a
Mm-hmm.
trans person in there.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so to the movie,
Ooh.
we have it's Chris
Uh huh.
Chan doing his school project where he's
Ah,
talking about
okay.
his life. You know what I'm
I'm
referencing?
Christian
The
Weston Chandler, and this is my video.
yeah. Yeah, it starts out with like a reconstruction of that, but the instead of being like behind the camera looking at Chris, the camera is filming Chris from behind and you
Ooh.
can see the camcorder set up.
Ooh. And
So
there's
it's
like
almost like
dramatic TV PG lighting on him. Like
yeah,
lighting
and it's
fixtures all over him.
yeah, and there's like dark like not sinister music, but like
Kind of like
unsettling music playing.
woo, like
Yeah.
woo.
Or like kind of like the well, there's that one sound effect that they spammed in Joker all the time that was like whenever like he was spiraling more into insanity, and I think that would be a really good sound effect to play. But but no, the camera angle shows that like now we are no longer in this film. We're not looking at Chris
Ooh.
Chan through the lens of his camera. We're looking through it at an outside lens.
Okay.
So it establishes that very early on.
Now I have a
Um,
question. If we're going from like 1998 throughout all the way to modern day Chris Chan, are we just gonna have little titles in the lower third that say what year it is?
yes, I think so. But I think we can make a trilogy out of
Mm.
this movie idea. We'll start off with like the earlier kind of stuff, Um, and then if the movie does well and like grosses a bunch of money, then we'll make Chris Chan 2. And
Ooh.
Chris Chan 2 can be about like the first one is about him like graduating high school. Like it
Mm-hmm.
starts out with him in the senior year and like he's got like all these hot girls around him. And then like the first movie kind of goes through his like up until probably his like mid 20s, I would
Okay.
say.
The second movie is like a turning point movie. Uh, and at the
Or maybe
end, we could have Bob die. And that's how we start up the third movie.
yeah, or fuck, what was I just thinking about? The first movie could end when he realizes that he's gonna be trans. Maybe
Oh, maybe,
how old was
maybe,
he when he?
maybe there's like hints of it, right?
Oh,
Like we
like there's
kind of
references
hint
throughout the
around it.
first movie.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, no, actually, that would be pretty awesome if for the first movie, if Chris Chan is just like Chris Chan, but then maybe like in the second movie is when he starts the transition or something. I don't know. I
Or
kind of just want to focus on the first movie's
okay,
storyline and kind of go from there,
okay.
because I think after we have this cool camera, scene with Chris
Mm-hmm.
doing the video,
Mm-hmm.
I think the next scene should be him in high school and he's like
Ooh,
sitting by himself and
ooh.
he's like drawing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And one of his like one of the hot girls that like adopted him into their friend group comes
Yeah.
by and is like, "Hey Chris, what you drawing?" And Jake Gyllenhaal's like, "I don't know, man. I'm just drawing like
For
just
him,
I
it
just
looks
love
beautiful, right? He's
yeah.
delusioned, and you see his perspective looking at the image he drew as like a
And
beautiful
it's
piece of art.
yes, and it's Sonichu is
Yeah,
what he's
but
drawing.
it's beautiful. It's like very well drawn. It's like somebody just photoshopped it onto a piece of paper.
Yeah. Or how about when she comes by, like we see what the drawing looks like through Chris's eyes only, and
Yeah,
he's
yeah.
like, "Well, it's just something I've been working on. This is like a work in progress. I'm not really
Yeah.
happy with it."
Yeah.
And she's like, "Oh, that's nice, Chris." And then,
He
uh,
he
you know,
turns the paper to her and it shows the actual drawing that's in like
not
comics.
yet, not
Ah,
yet.
okay.
We just know that like we have this kind of badass Sonichu, but Chris is just like he's an artist. He's a struggling
Yeah.
artist.
He
He has
has
a
like an
vision in his
artist
head, and
mindset instead of
yes,
an autistic mindset when he thinks
yes,
about Sonichu.
precisely. So we see him like late at night, like a couple scenes later. We see him late at night. He's like
Yeah.
still working on it,
Yeah,
and
there's
then
like a time
finally,
lapse of him making the drawing. Shot
yeah, and then
over
finally he
shot.
looks. Yeah, yeah, it's just like him in his room drawing, and you can tell he's like Jake Gyllenhaal's working really
Yeah, there's
hard
like
on this
sweat
Sonichu
down
drawing.
his forehead. It's real
Yeah, and then
dramatic
finally,
music.
yeah, and then finally, it's like a scene like this, like how my camera's filmed, and finally he just like looks at his drawing and he's just like, because he's wearing glasses, he goes like, and you just see this like badass jacked Sonichu. It
Yeah.
looks like a character out of like Berserk, the
Yeah.
anime. But he's just like fucking ripped and like badass and shit like that.
That's
And like you could
awesome.
just, it's like midnight and like he's like, finally, I feel satisfied with this drawing. This is my calling right
Mhm,
here.
mhm,
So like he goes back to school and he shows his friend again and he's like, I'm finally happy with this art that I've been making. And uh like we get a couple scenes of the picture like kind of building up like
mhm.
throughout, just like this badass berserk Sonichu, and then he shows the picture to her and
Wait,
it's the
wait.
original Sonichu drawing that we
I
know
was
and love.
I was gonna say he shows it to Barb first, and she raises her eyebrows in excitement and compliments it,
Yeah.
and then it
Yeah.
transitions over. She's like, "Oh
Yeah,
wow,
yeah.
this is great, honey,"
Yeah, Bob, come in here. Look what your son did.
and then it
And Bob comes in,
transitions.
and yeah, Ron Perlman's just like, wow, that's really nice, son. That's great.
Yeah, and then it fades to
And
black
then yeah,
back to the lady at the fucking cafeteria, and she's like
yeah.
just horrified. She's like,
She's like, no, she's like, well, they like according to the Chris Chan actual story, because we have source material to work off of here, thankfully.
mm.
Um, like she's like, wow, Chris, this is great. This is the best drawing I've ever seen you draw ever. And like really trying to gas him up about it. She doesn't want to
Yeah.
make him feel bad because he's autistic, right? And
Shane, I got a question.
yeah.
Does Chris Chan have interior, like inside dialogue? Does he have a stream of consciousness in the movie? Does he narrate at all?
No, I don't. No, I don't think so. I don't think we should do like a Many Saints of Newark thing where you have like Christopher Moltisanti talking over it.
Yeah.
I think just like really just throwing people into the ring and
Mm.
like getting them, you know, to enjoy the Chris Chan movie. But anyway, so you see him like in his final days of high school, or it's going by and he's like really working on his art and shit, and to him it looks amazing, but to everybody else it just looks like autism scribbles.
Yeah.
And
He even like
you know
writes very shit like poems and stuff. And in
yeah,
his head it sounds beautiful. And then everybody else hears him say it in the Chris Chan voice. And it's like jumbled
yeah.
English.
Well, it's Jake Gyllenhaal playing Chris Chan, so it's like it's still his
I
voice.
know, but it's just like
uh
jumbled mess words all over the place.
yeah, I don't know, I just know like going in, like he's really going his final days of high school, he's really working on the I think he should just be really like working on the Sonichu thing, and then finally he graduates,
Mm-hmm.
and in the actual story, that was, according to Chris, the saddest day of his life was high school
Oof.
graduation.
It
And
was. It definitely was.
yeah,
In 2000.
so like the scene, you see him like sitting on like the steps in front of the school, and
Oh.
he's like looking at his diploma, and he's like, you see like a single tear roll down his face, and he just kind of like gets up and he like wipes his tear, and he
Mm-hmm.
just like starts walking home. And
Oh.
then you know there's like
Is there like anime inspired like inspirational music like in Pokemon? It's like, I'm gonna work on my art and become the greatest artist ever. Is there anything like
not
that?
yet. Yeah, eventually there will be, but I think that there should be like a scene, like some scenes where he's like really spiraling, trying to like
Ah, okay.
come to terms with high school graduation, and he's like lashing out at Ron Perlman and Meryl Streep, and
Mm-hmm.
like he's just like having a really rough time. And then um like he loses, he might like maybe like is so sad that he's like, I'm done being an artist, I never want to do art again,
Mm-hmm.
like
Mm-hmm.
so something like that. And then finally one night he's just really going through it and he sees like under his desk or something, he sees like the bottom of a piece of paper and he pulls it out and it's the Sonichu drawing.
Mm-hmm.
And immediately he's like, this is my calling.
This has to
I need to
work.
make I need to make the greatest graphic novel of all time
Yes.
using my original character Sonichu.
And it's
And
very obvious anime inspired, like inspirational music
yeah,
in the
it's the
background.
same. It's the same fucking berserk drawing of
Yeah.
Sonichu. He's like punching a fucking person in the face or some shit. And
Yeah.
finally, like you get the emotional, like the good vibes, emotional music,
Mm-hmm.
and there's like another montage of him like drawing, and like you get all these like, you know, um, in like nerd math movies how the camera is like behind the chalkboard and you have the guy like drawing
Yeah.
backwards fucking math on it,
Yeah.
but it's like that, but it's Chris, and he's like, you see him like drawing Sonichu and doing the outline and the fill-in and all that stuff, and then finally he gets done with his magnum opus.
He
And
posted it online. He starts up a
yeah,
bunch of forum like posts and everything with it.
yeah. um and then you get the like he gets his first comment, and it's when he's reading it, it's the Joker sound effect again. The
My father.
and somebody's like, yeah, and in the comments like, dude, this fucking sucks or something.
This is the
Like,
worst comic I've ever read. Just
yeah,
like
and
basic insult words at first.
yeah, so like, there's like there's like emotional ups and downs throughout the movie. I think that's a really good idea
Mm.
to really like keep people on their toes. But eventually you see him, and like, I think the movie should end on a cliffhanger, because like once he starts getting more hate and more attention, he starts becoming more evil, like he
Okay.
starts that's when he starts doing like the antisocial shit, like,
Yeah.
drinking quote orange flavored cum and like shit like that. And like, like he just starts getting all this hate. And finally, I think the final scene should be like the introduction of Liquid Chris or
Ooh.
something like that. And it's like, it leaves people on a cliffhanger, because it's like, who's this fucking guy? Like, this guy,
Yeah.
you got to set up his Liquid Chris's introduction as like a direct, and like, this guy
Mm-hmm.
is 100% going to be an
Mm-hmm.
antagonist to Chris Chan, our main character. And you don't really like you just like, I don't know how we do it, but I think that would be a good way to end the
I
movie, is end it
I
with Liquid
think it'd
Chris.
be cool if it's like one shot of Chris like trying to defend himself online, and then the camera goes through a wall, and then Liquid Chris is working on his first video behind that wall.
Yes, yeah, that
And
would
then
be
it
so
fades
fucking
away
good.
as the camera turns to his like computer monitor to show the webcam.
Yeah, no, and yeah, the shot is done like almost the exact same as like the fucking beginning of the
Yeah,
movie,
yeah,
where we're behind, we have the camcorder and we have Chris, and
yeah,
it's shot from behind, like you can't see his face yet and shit. That great idea,
yeah.
dude.
And then
Amazing idea.
and then it fades to black, and it's like Christian will return, like all the fucking Marvel movies. Um,
Yeah.
my guess for how you would do the second volume is to build as much as you can about the Liquid Chris arc, but also attach all the other arcs from that time period into the first like 50 minutes of this movie.
Hmm.
And then my cliffhanger would be Bob passing at the end of that one.
Yeah, that would, yeah, for 2, yeah, definitely Bob passing, and then 3 is like where it really gets
Three
down and
is the
dirty.
fucking scary bits. Three is the
It's the
scary
rough one.
bits. It's the
Yeah,
one
it's
that
gonna
should
be
be
like,
TV 18 plus or something. Just like
yeah,
completely off the wall.
yes.
And
No, I think that's really good stuff we got for the first one. I
yeah,
think that's like amazing stuff.
I think part three would end with Chris in jail. And he has like a Joker smile. and that's how it fades out.
Yeah, it ends at the jail. Yeah, I think honestly ending with the jail arc is
Yeah.
like, I think that's probably the best move to do overall.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. No, this was great, man. This was fucking.
This
I'm
is a
glad
great
we
bit.
fucking
This is a
sat on
great
this
bit
for a
right
while.
here. Yeah, this is a great bit.
Yeah, no, I mean,
fuck, we were gonna talk about fucking having a beautiful idea of Northwest Trench's food battle.
Oh yeah, that's right. Yeah, we can talk about the NWT food battle idea we have. Instead of like regular Smosh food battle, we're gonna be doing shit like can this food absorb, which food absorbs the recoil of a fucking 12 gauge shotgun the best? Which food writes graffiti the best?
Which food can I sell on the market and not get in trouble for?
Yeah, yeah. Which food can I resell on Facebook Marketplace for an inflated price?
It's just one stalk of celery.
Yeah, which food would a homeless drug addict rather eat? Just like shit like that, you know.
Which food could you donate to a shelter in need and get money back from? Just like absolute scam material.
Which food makes better Kool-Aid CIA jug? That big that food.
Which food can we kickflip?
Yeah.
That would go hard.
That's a rough one because I don't think either of us even know how to kickflip.
Exactly. It would be like 7 hours of recording us trying to kickflip food.
Yeah, which
we could throw our foods like footballs and see which one goes the furthest.
Which food gets blown up by a firecracker better?
No, that's true Ohio nature right there. That is something every Ohioan would do. Strap us.
Yeah, that was something. That was something I wanted to do but forgot to do, and also didn't have the money. Was go to the firecracker store and fucking buy a bunch of M80s so I can throw them at people. There's Dimebag Daryl had this bit that he would do with his friends at his house. He would just light up fucking fireworks in his house and just throw them at his guests, and they'd like go like pop 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 and shit, and he'd just be laughing. So I think it'd be really funny if I started doing that to my friends. You know, like we all get in the car, we're going somewhere, and I'm like, hey guys, check this out, and I just throw it at the floor.
You go to a fucking abandoned building. Without disclosing which one, and you're like in a stairwell and your friends are further down, and you just like praise be God or something, and you just drop it down the stairwell.
Yeah, like that picture of the fucking Marine and fucking Fallujah dropping the grenade down that basement.
Just fucking
oh my God. No, one time on awesome. 4th of July, there are these kids camping out in these local woods in Wadsworth where I used to live, and like I not to fucking suck my own penis here, but I was the one that started this movement of kids camping out back there because I started building bushcraft, and then I knew some of the neighborhood hoods, and I was like, hey, you guys want to help me build a fucking bushcraft fort? And they're like, yeah, that sounds awesome. So like I had all of these, like, they're basically my slaves, and I would just make them build shit for me, but eventually they stopped. Like the crowd got so big that I could no longer like be massa anymore. So I just kind of let them do their own thing, and I stopped going back there. But no, they one time I went back there to hang out, and they were like, oh yeah, we have a camp like deep in these woods. So I went back there, and I would like look at what they had, and one time on lunch break I went back there, and because they were all at school, so I was like, oh, I'm gonna steal shit. So I stole like a JBL Bluetooth speaker from them. It was pretty nice. I had it up until recently. So I had that speaker, but one time I went back there and they had a bunch of fireworks, and I was like, dude, this is huge. So I stole like all of their fireworks, And then while I was back there, they had this big, long fucking one. It was like on a stick, and it was like a rocket, like this tall and probably like this big around. It was a big fucking rocket. And I smoked weed on my lunch break anyway, so I had a lighter with me, and I was like, I'm blowing this bitch up today on my lunch break. So I jammed it into the ground real deep because I didn't want it to fly up in the air and like people to see it. So I jammed it into the fucking ground as deep as I could. I lit that bitch, and then I just walked out of the woods. So like the wick was pretty long. I got probably halfway out of the fucking woods, and I hear boom, and I was like, holy shit. So I like fucking started fast walking out of there. I was like, somebody's gonna call the police. But some of the fireworks I stole were those ones that go like when they fucking blow up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I went to my mom's for 4th of July, and I had all these firecrackers in my car. And I was like, we had a fire going, and I was like, oh, dude. So I took like a fucking wad of these things. I just fucking threw it in the fire without telling anyone. And nobody fucking saw shit. And then all of a sudden, I did the thing. I walked to like the front, and all of a sudden, I just hear like, fucking, and I see all these sparks flying up in the air, and I just started laughing my ass off. And no, that was a really fun 4th of July, just doing that and scaring the shit out of people. That was fucking awesome. But no, I love fireworks, man. I had a Roman candle blow up in my hand one time. That was pretty sick.
You were like, oh shit, I'm gonna be a before and after image. Oh fuck.
Yeah, no, I was like 10 years old, and the fucking, because my dad grew up doing like country shit, so like back in the day he would have wars with fucking bottle rockets with him and his buddies and his brothers and shit, and they'd be shooting not bottle rockets, Roman candles, and they just shoot Roman candles at each other. So like my sister and I were firing these things off in the fucking backyard, and one of mine didn't go off, and then we were like, oh, let's just wait, and the next one didn't go off, and we were like, huh. Third one went off, did not go out the front, it went out the back, and it fucking burned the shit out of my arm. It burned up my fucking hand. Like I had this huge, just nasty fucking burn wound on my arm, and it would like leak yellow juice sometimes, and it was like really gross. But I mean, all I remember after that is we had like a above ground pool in the backyard, and I remember like my survival instincts kicked in. Like my dad and my stepmom are trying to like guide me, like, oh, we gotta go inside, and I was like, hell no, I'm going to the pool. I fucking chicken pool, and I'm just like, it felt great. It felt really good. The cold ass water on my fucking burn. And there's like chlorine in there. Chlorine's supposed to clean shit, right? So I was like, yeah, I'm 10 years old. I think I did something right. Yeah, no, that was last time I ever held a Roman candle and fucking shot that bitch off.
I think, if I remember right, the last time I got a burn was me like moving a bunch of wood around. Like
the last time I called you gay. Burn. Gay guy, burn. Get burned. Oh, got him.
But I was moving a bunch of wood around. And I guess like the pressure got to this little part of my finger. And it just developed like a 3 centimeter bump of just liquid right there.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, this is awesome. So instead of being like, oh, this fucking hurts, I just went, bit that shit open, leaked it out, called it a day. I was like, all right. No pain. No pain at all.
I've burned myself and gotten like fucking water blisters before, but that Roman candle one was like probably the worst burn I think I've ever sustained. That's saying a lot, man. I burn myself on shit all the time.
There's a video of this lady that went to the beach without sunscreen, and she was there for like 10 hours or something.
Oh my god.
Her skin's completely red, but she pretty much burned her chest. So like this top of her abdomen had liquid just hanging in the skin.
Oh yeah.
And I was like, that fucking hurts, I bet.
That actually happened to me one time. It was the first time I ever saw the ocean. It wasn't the first time ever. I mean, this trip was the first time I saw the ocean. But no, we went out to the beach. We were at Virginia Beach. We walked to the beach. sat down, and I fucking started just digging a hole, a
Hell
deep
yeah.
ass hole like a dog, and I probably got like up to just like past my knees. That's how deep it was. And in doing that, I mean, I did put sunscreen on. I'm a redhead. I'm very conscious about doing that so I don't speed run skin cancer.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I remember uh the burn I got was fucking pretty rough. Um and then I remember getting back to Ohio, and that's when it started bubbling up.
Mm.
So there was just like I just had blisters like all over my fucking upper arm, all over both of them, all over my shoulders, my fucking
Mm-mm.
chest. I had fucking water blisters, and I remember just being at work, just sweating in the fucking stupid noodle factory, uh, just like starting to get itchy,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm like, fuck, man, this shit itches. And I'd start itching it, and then the blisters would pop
Mm.
and get like the liquid on me. And I was like, motherfucker, dude, this sucks. But that's the only time I've gotten a sunburn that bad.
Mm-hmm.
But and we weren't even out there for very long. We were at the beach for like maybe 2 or 3 hours, if that.
I got one more story, and it's about my pinky from right before I moved out of Ohio. So there is ski luges in the wintertime in Ohio.
Mm-hmm.
So I had some fancy little gloves on, and we're trying to set up for the luge, and I leave my pinky close to the track, and it just shreds straight through my glove, and it cuts the middle section of my finger. And they're like, just so you know, if it was any further into the track, you would have lost your pinky.
Holy
And
shit,
I was
dude.
like, shit. All right.
Why do I know so many people that lose fucking fingers? I
I
know
don't
of
know,
two
man.
people in my life.
Oh, I
I
know
had a
Mr.
friend who,
Dennison. Mr. Dennison was
yeah,
one.
yeah. Him, and then we had a teacher, an art teacher, and the art teacher would always give him shit about getting his fucking finger ripped off. And one day, it was actually Jake was in class with this teacher, and the teacher's like using the big cutter to like
Mm,
cut paper
mm.
to size, and he fucking cut the tip of his pinky off, and he ran
Oh.
out of the room.
Oh.
And Jacob witnessed it after taking all this shit from this guy for like the whole school year, like the whole
Yeah.
rest of the fucking school year. He fucking watches him lose his fucking pinky or
Ugh.
whatever. It was like the tip of his pinky. It
Ugh.
wasn't too bad. But I remember Jacob gave him shit about that. He was like, oh, you know, he was fucking happy that
Well,
that
you
happened.
you should have clapped with only fucking 9.5 fingers.
Yeah. They let him into the military
Yeah.
with that finger, so must not be a big deal.
I mean, wasn't it his ring finger, if I remember right? Or, yeah.
It was his, I think it was his right ring finger.
Mm. It got
It's
caught in a
crazy
fence,
how-
I think, right?
No, there was, so in Wadsworth and downtown, they have these old hitching posts. They have like a horse's head, and like the horse has like a ring in its mouth that comes down. They're like historical things from when people had horse and carriage. But I guess it was like cold as shit out, and maybe he like his hands were like numb or something. I forget that part. But he was running, and Cody was with him too. So Cody was running also.
Uh-huh.
And for some reason maybe it was his left, now that I'm thinking about the semantics of this story. I don't know. But for some reason he thought it would be an awesome idea at full speed to latch this like front part of the finger around one of these rings, and I guess he just didn't let go. And fucking he ran, and I guess he felt something, and he stopped, and he was like, oh fuck. And he was like, shit. And he went into the fucking gas station, and he's like, you need to call the fucking ambulance. I just ripped my fucking finger off. And like Cody, he was telling Cody to call 911, and you know what Cody did? Didn't call 911, but he called his mom because he was like, "Oh well, my mom's a nurse. Maybe she'll know a quick fix to get his finger back on or something." And she didn't. Next person he calls is me, and I'm like, I didn't believe him. I was like, "You're full of fucking shit, dude. There's no way. There's no way." Like because we'd always be like, "Yeah, Jacob's an idiot, but like he's not that dumb." And that's pretty much what I said. I was like, "Dude, I know Jacob is fucking stupid," which he's not anymore. He's fine now. But I was like, "I know he's stupid. There's no way he's that stupid. You're fucking lying to me." And he's like, "Shane, I'm looking at his finger on the side of the street right now." And I was like, "Oh my God." So like, eventually I got off the phone with Cody and I'm like texting Jacob. I'm like, "Bro, what the fuck? Is this real?" And finally, after like hours and hours, he got back to me and was like, "Yeah." And he came into school. It was a snow day too. It was supposed to be a great fucking day. We had a snow day. And he came back to school like in a day or two with the fucking bandage and shit on. And he had pictures of the wound. I remember he was showing us. I don't remember what they look like. I probably blocked
probably trauma blocked it. Yeah.
It looked bad. It looked really fucked up. And he like had the X-ray and everything. He had all the pictures and shit to show us. But no, it was rough. And then I guess what they had to do is they had to like shave the bone down. And like because like the way that they had to amputate some of it, his ring finger is like bigger, like more wide and more meaty than his other digits. So I don't know the whole thing. I just know I remember him saying that he had to shave, or he didn't have to, but the hospital, they had to shave some of the bone down so that they could stitch it up and make sure that it healed okay. So yeah, that's the most traumatic shit that's probably happened to anybody I know. Maybe I don't know of anybody who's been molested. So
that's good. That's a positive.
Yeah, you know, that is good. That is very good.
Well, I believe that would be the end of this week's Northwest Trenches. I am glad we talked about the Christian biopic idea.
That was one of my favorite conversations I've had on this show.
And we'll see you guys next time.
Yeah, later, gentlemen.
Ladies with gentle hands. Like Drake said.
Ladies with gentile penises.
And you don't seem to understand.